Okay, great. I'd like to call to order the meeting of the City of Waynesboro Planning Commission for Tuesday, March 16th, 2021. Can someone move to adopt the agenda, please?
I'll make a motion that we adopt the agenda for tonight's meeting, Tuesday, March 16th, 2021.
I'll second it.
Everybody in favor of adopting the agenda?
Aye.
All right, so the agenda is adopted. Has everyone had a chance to review and approve the minutes from February 16th, 2021?
Yes.
Comments?
No comments.
Okay, can someone move to approve those minutes, I mean, from the February 16th meeting?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All right, everyone in favor of approving the minutes of the meeting held February 16th, 2021?
Aye.
Okay, the minutes are approved from that meeting. Has everyone had a chance to review and approve the minutes of the meeting held March 8th, 2021?
Yes.
Yes.
Could I have someone move to approve those meetings? Minutes, I mean, I keep saying the wrong word. Minutes.
I'll move that we approve the minutes of the March 8th, 2021 Planning Commission meeting.
Okay, could I have a second?
I'll second.
Everyone in favor of approving the minutes from the meeting held March 8th?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. The minutes from the meeting March 8th are approved. We have a public comment period for items not on the agenda.
Just a second. Here is the call-in number. It's 301-715-8592. When prompted, enter the meeting ID number 863-7892-6646, and then press the pound key. And this will also be the same for the public hearing. Not see anyone entering.
Okay, well, then I think we need to have a public hearing on the rezoning request by Roxana.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
could I request that you reverse the order of two of these items, because I did not see her on the line yet. I explained to her earlier how to do the Zoom, and she was able to get it, but she may still be having some trouble.
Okay, no, we can reverse the order. So now we can have a discussion and consideration of a proposal by the Planning Commission to rezone numerous parcels from LB local business to LI light, from LB local business, LI light industrial, and RG5 general residential to MXB mixed business.
Well, you saw the presentation. You've seen it multiple times now, so I don't feel like I need to give it again since we gave it at the advertised public hearing. And you all heard the only caller that we had. I did receive an additional piece of feedback since then, which was the email that I forwarded to you all. And I'll just, for the sake of the individual said that they were unable to reach us in time for the public hearing. So I just want to go ahead and read this into the record here. He says that we just received a letter about potential rezoning of our property referenced above from light industrial to mixed business. We've been a long-term company located on this property and are requesting that we stay as L1 light industrial zoning. Adding additional restrictions to our property could potentially restrict growth of our business. Radium Incorporated, V3 Integrators LLC, and Media X Group LLC. Please exempt our lots from this proposed change. And that comes from the president of Radium Incorporated, which is over on Dinwiddie Avenue. And I'll pull up the location of it for you. That's the only additional comment that I have received on the rezoning. Did any of you all have additional thoughts or comments to make after the public hearing?
Luke, with regard to this last email you received, In your opinion, does the proposed rezoning affect his current uses or any additional uses?
It does not affect his current use, nor do I think it would affect his business in the future, though obviously that's just, I don't know for sure what he's planning. So, for instance, if he's planning to do significant auto work or outdoor storage or something, then this might require him to do some additional stuff in terms of buffering or screening. That's the word I'm looking for. Here's the business in question. But as it's currently a manufacturing use taking place entirely within a constructed building, it's totally by right under the proposed zoning.
And looking at the type of business he has, I looked up his website today. It doesn't look like he does anything noise making or anything like that. It's
No.
a very quiet business.
Yeah, I would expect it to be fine.
Yeah, I don't see any reason to give to give him an exemption or anything, because even if he were to change it, it's not what we want there without the appropriate buffers and such.
Uh,
And it seems like he's covered under the way it would currently read.
Yeah, was that parking lot on the other side of the trees part of his property too, Luke?
No, I don't believe so. I believe that's a different
Okay.
site.
I was just trying to figure out which 4 lots
Yeah.
belong to him.
Yeah, it's just the building and that little sandy drive behind it or beside it.
Okay.
It looks like the parking lot next to it goes with Bottom Alley, which is owned by the Goldens.
Yeah, I don't. To me, the rezoning would benefit him. And being more in line with what we're trying to accomplish.
Well, we've had the public hearing, so all that you all need to do is make a recommendation to the council. So, whatever you'd like to do.
So do we just need to make a recommendation that they go ahead and zone those parcels in Basic City?
Yeah, the whole thing is advertised, or whatever.
Oh, okay, okay.
Whatever version you all would like to make. So.
Does someone want to make a motion to propose to City Council that we rezone those numerous parcels from the public hearing on March 8th from local business light industrial and RG5 to MXB mixed business?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Everyone in favor of making a motion to rezone the parcels from LB, LI, RG5, and MXB from the public hearing of March 8th, 2021 to MXB mixed business? Say aye.
Aye.
Hello.
Okay, so that motion carries. We want to make a proposal to City Council.
Great.
Okay, now are we ready for the public hearing?
Mhm.
And I'm sorry, could you pronounce your last name for me?
Me,
Yes, please.
Karimianpur. Hello. Good evening,
you.
everybody.
I just didn't want to say it wrong.
Karimianpur.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Luke, do you want to tell us what this is about, this public hearing is about?
The proposed rezoning is for a property located at 1115 Ivy Street. It's currently occupied by the Waynesboro Chiropractic Acupuncture and Massage Clinic. If my sound goes out while I'm talking, please somebody let me know. It's currently a small structure located on the site, A-frame wood structure there, and relatively small lot. The location is up here on Ivy Street in the sort of northern part of the city, very close to the intersection of Poplar and King by the 7-Eleven there. So currently the property is zoned HB or highway business. The applicant is requesting a rezoning to LB or local business. The driving motivation is that the applicant wants to convert the building to a live-work unit. The building currently contains a full bathroom and a kitchen that will probably need work, and in the past has held an apartment in the basement or a dwelling unit down there. This may require some building work and resolution of some fire code violations, but that's not the concern of the Planning Commission. The current request only deals with the request for the zoning change, which is a necessary step for her to be able to deal with those things. Here's a map of the area. The property is located right here. You can see it's a smaller parcel. To the north is a vacant property. Behind it is Davenport and Valley Insulation in the LI district. Shield Self-Storage is sort of catty-corner to it down here. 7-Eleven is right next to it. And then primarily across the street are single-family houses in the RS7 district. Here's a zoning map with the property labeled as well. As you can see, most of the zoning along Ivy Street is currently HB going down Poplar. So this will be a little bit of an isolated parcel rezoned to LB. That said, I don't think it's, in my opinion, it's not spot zoning since it's in conformance with the comprehensive plan, and actually the HB zoning is really what's not in conformance. You can see there's another LB parcel up here on Ivy Street, but it doesn't have contiguous LB parcels next to it. The zoning in that area, there's a lot of light industrial zoning behind it on New Hope Road. And then, as I said, mostly HB heading down Poplar Avenue, and RS7, which is single family only across the street. In terms of whether this is an appropriate rezoning, it's a slight downzoning. So the applicant is giving up rights to certain uses like heavier, large commercial uses and possibly some auto body shops, that type of thing. And the applicant is gaining rights to certain residential uses, a lot of duplex, multiplex, that type of thing, and the potential to put in a live-work unit. The building or the parcel fronts on a 2-lane minor arterial. Highway business zones, other than in this particular location, almost all front on 4-lane major roads in the city. It borders a large single-family home zone here, which HB generally is supposed to be buffered heavily or nowhere near single-family homes or other smaller residences. And it's a small parcel that can't be easily used for heavier commercial uses, so I don't think the applicant will really be able to do any of the things that he's losing the ability to do. Perhaps, maybe an auto service station is probably the only thing that would be feasible here that we're taking away from the HB zone, or some kind of storage use. In terms of the comprehensive plan, this area is actually probably the area that's most out of whack with the comprehensive plan, other than Basic City. So it doesn't create, doesn't spur as many day-to-day problems as over in Basic City. As you can see, the area that's currently zoned for single-family homes only is designated medium-density residential in the comprehensive plan. Most of this HB zone is actually designated medium or high-density residential. That's what the orange is. And then this area that the building is located in, as well as some of the industrial behind it, is designated office use on the comprehensive plan, which office use on the comprehensive plan is supposed to correspond to the RO, residential office, LB, or I think now the MXB zones would be more appropriate in that area. Again, it's surrounded by areas that are designated for residential. Part of the purpose of the local business district is to build neighborhood commercial zones that are compatible with and maybe even mixed in with some residential uses, versus the highway business is supposed to be targeting regional retail or regional uses that draw people primarily traveling by car from longer distances and have heavier noise, pollution, and traffic associated with them. Staff is recommending approval of this rezoning because it conforms to the comprehensive plan and because it makes sense in context. Again, as I mentioned before, it is an isolated parcel for the LB here, but there is another one that's just down the street, and we think that this is more in conformance with the comprehensive plan. So my opinion is that it's an appropriate zoning. Any questions from Planning Commission?
Luke, did you ask the attorney about this?
I did not ask the attorney specifically about it, but I did ask the attorney about our last spot zoning issue. And what he informed me is that spot zoning is only an issue if it's not in conformance with the comprehensive plan. If the zone change moves it towards whatever the comprehensive plan designation is, then he feels it's defensible.
Okay.
I was not asking about this property specifically.
Is the comprehensive plan to rezone all that HB to a lower zoning, or is the comprehensive plan for that area?
So the comp plan designates sort of our preferred use. So yes, it is sort of that was what we would prefer the zone to be. Our comprehensive plan probably needs updating. It's, the land use map is over 12 years old now. That said, just because something is different on the comprehensive plan doesn't always mean that we initiate a rezoning. There's got to be some reason why we're pushed towards it. And generally in this area, there hasn't been any complaint or any real reason to push toward rezoning these parcels. But the comprehensive plan is supposed to be a guide when people request rezonings as far as determining which ones are appropriate or not. So yeah, I don't have any particular plans. I mean, again, as you all learned through the basic city experience, Planning Commission can initiate rezonings, and if you all want to change things. But I haven't seen any particular, we haven't had other issues come up in this area or anything that would really prompt me to bring you something.
Luke, another question. Will the business continue at that location also?
Yes, I believe the applicant's plan is for the business to continue. What the applicant's hoping to do is to also put a residence into the property. But no, the business is going to continue.
Hey, Luke, I don't know if this is the appropriate time, but I've met with Dr. K and been over and looked at her place. She does have a full kitchen and a room that is separate from the business there. She can lock it out. And that's where she was planning to stay. She's got elderly parents that live in Charlottesville, and rather than make the commute across after seeing patients all day, she was wanting a place to stay. So she didn't take a chance on taking something home to her parents. That was the reason she called me up to look at what she was doing. So I think she's got the appropriate place there to do what she's looking to do. It's enough room and it's separate from her business entity.
Yeah, the location makes sense to me. The only issues that have come up in this whole discussion have been building and fire issues, which again, that's not really my department. That'll be dealt with separately. They can handle that through the site plan process. As I look at it from a zoning perspective, I don't see why that would cause immediate harm to neighbors or anything. But that's just my opinion.
Seems appropriate to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to officially open the public hearing. If there's anyone who wants to speak on this, you can call in that number 301-715-8592, and when prompted, enter the meeting number 863-7892-6646, and then press the pound sign. We'll give you a few minutes.
Obviously, we have the applicant as well. I'd like to invite her to speak as well.
I will. And the applicant, if you want to approach our virtual podium, you can only speak for 3 minutes though, but it sounds like we're all in agreement with what you have planned.
Thank you all so much. I appreciate that.
Any questions for the applicant among the commissioners?
Nope.
Not getting any callers so far.
We should have like a little metronome or hourglass or something, like for a tick down clock.
was going to say what I really should do, and I'll go ahead and do this, is check the YouTube stream, because I was realizing during the last council meeting that there's a slight lag.
Okay.
Yeah, according to YouTube, there's only one watching, so if it's one of us.
That's me.
Yeah.
Or maybe you. Yes,
No,
there is no one calling in.
Okay, perfect. Then I'm going to go ahead and end the public hearing. I'm going to close the public hearing. And it seems like we're about out of comments on this subject. So let's see. Hang on, I get back to my cheat sheet. So now we can, I feel like we've made enough discussion. Does somebody want to move to? Hang on.
Hey, Shannon,
Yeah.
I would like to make a motion that we change the zoning from HB highway business to LB local business.
Someone want to second that?
I'll second it.
Everyone in favor of rezoning the property at 1115 Ivy Street from HB Highway Business to LB Local Business, say aye.
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 That motion carries.
Thank you. Thank you. A big hug for all of you.
Best of luck
So do I.
to you.
Thank you so much.
Good luck,
for
Dr.
your service.
So you understand, this still has to go to town council. Is that right, Luke?
Yes. This is just a recommendation. All right.
Okay, I think we are on to point 8, update on smart scale applications and CDBG entitlement projects.
Great. I just wanted to, I have not shared much with you all since we entered in our smart scale applications. That was last fall. And Kira, thank you again, did a lot of work on those applications. So really appreciate that, as well as Jim Powers over in the city's engineering department. But I have good news to share. Smart scale, in case you don't remember, is the way that the state allocates state transportation improvement dollars. So monies that are from the general fund or from the gas tax that are supposed to go towards new transportation facilities. And rather, it used to be a very political process. Now it's a big sort of scoring game where they grade projects based on objective measures of how well they'll improve environmental protection, accessibility, traffic reduction, safety, things like that. Each locality is allowed to submit 4 projects. We thought 3 good projects that we put in, and then we also stuck in a 4th. We stuck in the Crozet Tunnel Trail, which we knew wasn't going to score very well, but we had a 4th project, so we put it in anyway. And lo and behold, it did not score well. But our other 3 projects that we thought were pretty solid all are in the staff recommended funding list right now. So they are, in fact, our district has done incredibly well this year in smart scale compared to most other folks across the state. So projects that we have that look like they're going to be funded include, where do we have it here? The Rosser Avenue Route 340 corridor improvements, which the MPO actually helped us out. And that's a project to do intersection modifications and to upgrade all the traffic signals along the Rosser Avenue corridor so that they could be synced in real time with traffic syncing software so that it'll coordinate and people can drive through that whole corridor on one green. That one scored exceptionally well. We also got a very large award of $12 million for the US 250 West Main Street corridor improvements. And that's the STARS study that we had gotten a grant last year from VDOT to do a study on that road because it was one of their more dangerous corridors in the district. And so the proposal was to do medians, access management, sidewalk improvements, a number of other things that are going to make that a much more attractive and safe road to travel on. And it also is a great test case for that STARS study program. Part of the goal of that program is to create good applications for smart scale. So it looks like we will be receiving that. And then we just barely, the last one on the recommended funding list here is our Broad Street streetscape, which we have been trying to find a way to get funded for a couple of years now. It's been a big pet project of mine. And that's a similar project to improve Broad Street with access management, medians, and sidewalks to make that both a more attractive road to have next to our downtown, but also to make it a safer road to cross for pedestrians from the northern part of the city. Broad Street is sort of cuts off the northern part of the city from downtown, and also to make it safer. Again, it has that same profile as West Main Street, which is really dangerous and inappropriate for urban areas, works fine in rural areas, but not great in the city. So that is another very large $7 million project. The only downside of Smart Scale is that it takes absolutely forever to get these projects going. The way that the state allocates the money is you basically get your first drawdown in like year 5 of after the award to start doing your design. So realistically, you will not see any of these things get constructed for another 8 years or so. But it is a significant amount of money that will be coming in, and a number of projects that are now in the hopper going to move forward. 2 years ago, we got a Smart Scale award for the East Main Street streetscape, and that is scheduled to be constructed in 2024 as of now. So that will also be a great project for the city. But that means that all of our major corridors, West Main Street, Broad Street, East Main Street, and Rosser Avenue, will have major rebuilds and upgrades coming in the next decade. So I think that's exciting for the city.
That is exciting.
Is all I have on that.
Well, thank you so much I'm sure there's a lot of paperwork that goes into submitting those applications, and it takes a great deal of time and concentration. Thank you both so much for scoring so well for us.
The Rosser Avenue one, Luke, is that the one that includes the roundabout at 13th?
No, that's actually another Smart Scale project, though, that is also
different
scheduled
one.
for...
Okay.
That one, we got that award in the round 2 years ago. The rounds happen every 2 years. That one is scheduled, I think, for 2023 or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a trade-off with Smart Scale because the timeline is so long that you can't really apply for anything that's an immediate need. So it's more for things that are larger amounts of money. But the Rosser Avenue, actually, the intersection there doesn't actually warrant any improvement. If you look at it on paper, folks are used to having a signal there and not waiting as long to turn left. So, and it's on the line. So the city felt that it made more sense to apply for a Smart Scale and get it paid for by the state, even though that would take a little bit longer rather than using city money since it wasn't an urgent issue. Yeah. There's always a trade-off between using your own money or being on someone else's timeline. So we learned with Florence Avenue Bridge, tried to get most of that paid for with grant money, and that took a long time to put together.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, on to other business. Kira, this is your last meeting. We're sad and happy, and I'm particularly disappointed because you're leaving right at the start of golf ball hunting season.
Oh, man. Well, I hope all the success with the golf ball.
Best of luck to you.
I do want to thank you for the good work, the excellent work you've done for the Planning Commission and the city. And I think I speak for all of us when I say that wish you the best of luck and God's blessing in your future endeavors.
Yes,
Thank
you're
you.
here.
Yep. And if you're ever back on the East Coast, stop on by.
Thank you, Kira, for all you've done. Good job.
We're very fortunate to find Kira, and definitely she'll be very difficult, impossible to replace in certain aspects, especially her creativity and just how much fun everybody who has worked with her has had. So.
And I hope Luke is going to throw you a nice big going away party on Friday.
Subject to COVID restrictions.
Safe travels, too. That's a long drive.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
But you'll probably be more comfortable in your car than packed in an airplane like sardines.
But you've got a doggy to take.
Yep.
And I hope the wind's not blowing in Wyoming and you don't have any snow if you're going that way through Park.
Thanks, everyone.
All right. Well, I think we need a motion. My gosh, my words are so mixed up today. A motion to adjourn this meeting.
I'll make a motion, we adjourn this meeting.
I'll second. I didn't even, daggone, we have gone through that quick, ain't we?
All right, we're all in favor of adjourning?
Aye.
All right, this meeting of the Planning Commission for Tuesday, March 16th, 2021 is officially adjourned.